Hey guys, what's going on? This is Night Cold Kiwi and that guy, he's KT, with Destiny Draw, here to bring you some very nice new cards that were recently shown off in the newest V jumps. And oh my goodness, I'm excited. You're not helpful.
Yeah, it is type that we have been. Okay, well, fine. I'm out. See you later.
Don't
you go
leave,
get Gavin.
get
He'll do it, I'm sure. Okay. It's a archetype that we have been working with for quite some time now, and unfortunately, we got it down to a science, but we decided to take it a little bit further and try to summon one of the cards that everybody seems to have a problem summoning, and we were just shy of consistent. However, now they have come out with new cards for that type, and it is fantastic.
He's talking about Shining, I'm talking about doing regular Blue Eyes, because I'm really hyped for this. But the point of this video is that there are new Blue Eyes cards that were shown off in the most recent 2 issues of V-Jump, and we are super hyped for them. We're here to show off, have a general discussion as 2 players who have run Blue Eyes before, and we know what we're doing with them, and how that can flow into the deck, and how each of them can have different plays and everything based off what we know right here. So, let's get started with Guard with Eyes of Blue. He's a neat guy.
Oh yeah, he has a pretty cool effect that I really do enjoy. I like his card art a whole, but this card, you can only use 2 effects of Guards with Eyes of Blue once per turn.
Yeah, so you can't like summon another guard and then use that effect as well. You can only use 1 each.
Yeah. Yeah. When this card is normal summons, you can special summon 1 level 1 tuner monster from your hands. And the second effect is, you can target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hands.
And that can be any Blue Eyes monster, not just Blue Eyes White Dragon. And what are those Blue Eyes monsters? Well, we'll show you in just a bit. But to start off, this is going to be a theme with a lot of the new tuners, is that they can special summon each other, and that will allow for a lot of plays with Maiden and Priestess. As, say, you have in your hand Maiden, a Priestess, and a Blue Eyes, or something along the lines. Or not Maiden, a Guard. You have a Guard and a Priestess. You can normal summon the Guard, special summon the Priestess, and then use Priestess effect to search out Blue Eyes, and another card that we're going to show you called Alternative Blue Eyes, which will let you special summon that turn. It doesn't make sense just yet, but we will explain it when we get there.
There's also stuff like the White Stone of Legend, that when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, which will really go well with this card because you can just straight up, special summon it.
And then
so
you can use
have
the
this
second effect on that legendary stone.
Yes.
Do that, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand, and get another one to your hand immediately.
Yeah, it's really, 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 really powerful.
Yeah, and that's already a big part of this. And just having that 1 card opens up options. Well, I'm here to show you that there are 6 new Blue Eyes cards that we're going to show off. Sorry for cutting you off, by the way.
So, yeah, no, it's fine. I was reading the next card really fast. So, what do you think is going to be a little bit more valuable to summon with this card? Do you think, a Maiden with Blue Eyes is going to be better, or, well, Maiden with Eyes of Blue, or a White Stone of Legends?
I personally am going with that Priestess will be the best possible thing to get out, because then you can search out the alternative Blue Eyes, which is coming up. And to explain this, guys, I'll show them off right now, the alternative Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes, Alternative White Dragon. 1, because it says Blue Eyes, you can search it out with Priestess's effect, which was shown off a little while ago, and I'll explain in a bit. But, so KT, switch over to the next page. But Blue Eyes, Alternative White Dragon. Light level 8 dragon, special summon monster. Basic stuff. Cannot be normal summoned or set. You can be special summoned from your hand by revealing 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand to your opponent. You can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon once per turn using this method. So, before we get into any of the effects,
just kind of hit.
Before we get into the effects, let's talk about that play I was talking about earlier. So you use Guard to get out Priestess. Then you use Priestess to search out regular Blue Eyes and Blue Eyes Alternative. Then you show that your opponent that you have the Blue Eyes, and then you can special summon a Alternative White Dragon straight off to your hand, then get some synchro plays.
See, alright, I agree with you, and you are right, don't worry. I don't think I'm going to be using Priestess. I think I'm going to be running White Stone of Legend. So I will be, summoning Guard with Eyes of Blue. I'm going to be activating its effect. I'm going to, special summon the level 1 tuner from monster from your hand. I'm going to summon my White Stone of Legend. Then I'm going to send White Stone of Legend to the graveyard immediately with the second effect to add a Blue Eyes White Dragon to my hands. Then I'll reveal it and then summon my alternative White Dragon.
There's a lot of ways to get this all to go properly, and as you can already see, we've already got a ton of plays worked out, and we're figuring it out already. I've already got half of a deck build going, and this only was announced just earlier this day. So, before we get any further into this, let's go to the next card in the main page. Sage Knight with Eyes of Blue. Personally, my favorite card out of the set so far.
Yeah, it's got a really nice card art. It looks like something that you would see in like a Nier game, like a
Nier game, or almost like a Warriors game, like Dynasty Warriors Samurai.
Yeah.
But let's read off the effect. This is another level 1 tuner with 1500 defense. You can only use the 2 effects of Sage with Knight with Eyes of Blue once per turn. Same rules as the guard, so you can't special summon another Sage and expect to get another effect off with that. But when this card is normal summon, you can add 1 light level 1 tuner monster from your deck to your hand, and that. So it's much like a guard where he special summons. Well, to Sage Knight, it searches and adds to your hand, so you can get a guard or a priestess or a maiden straight back to your hand, so you can special summon next turn. And secondary effect, you can discard this card, then target 1 effect monster you control, which I believe can also is itself. So you can target itself, and then you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. And that's any Blue Eyes monster, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, or something else that's coming up.
So, hold on, I've just got to look into something. Keep going. Sorry, I cut you off for no reason there, but I just got to look at something.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at Shining?
Yeah, I'm looking at Shining.
Okay, so as he was saying, there are ways to get Shining with this, and he is very pumped for it, but you can't do it that way.
No, yeah, I was optimistic. Dude, Shining is going to be a thing, I'm telling you.
It can definitely be a thing. Okay, up next, White Spirit Dragon, not called Blue Eyes, but still very much part of the archetype, as this card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card. So, I'm not sure if that means you can search it from the deck with one of the searchers or what, but if it's always treated as a Blue Eyes card, might be the case. And if his card is in your hand or great. Oh, sorry, go.
You go ahead.
No, you go.
You go.
I was going to read the effect. Go.
Read it.
Okay, fine.
Fine. Oh. Well.
If this card is in your hand or graveyard, it's treated as a normal monster, which means that if it's in your graveyard, you can summon it with Silver Scry.
Yes. It's fucking... Man, this deck's going to be a little bit overpowered, I think.
I don't know about overpowered, but it can definitely have a lot of potential. I do believe it's going to be huge in some regionals. And for the secondary effect... I
think it's definitely going to be a Tier 3.
Tier 3 or 2, yeah. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. That includes pendulums, don't forget that. And during either player's turn, if the opponent controls a monster, you contribute this card to special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So that can work to set up some plays. So if you can somehow get out a White Spirit Dragon with either Maiden or one of the tuners, any of them really, because a lot of them end up summoning them in some way. You can use this effect to get out Blue Eyes, and then use Silver Scry, get it from the graveyard, go into Exceed plays if you want, Synchro plays, whatever you want. There's a lot of potential.
Super fucking good, man.
And we're only halfway through.
Yeah.
And speaking of Synchro plays, we got a white card. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Light level 9.
Man, they are setting us up for some good things. So this card's effect is that, its first effect is that neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at once.
If Necros
so this can
still
definitely
a thing.
Slow down. Yeah, this counts for pendulum summons as well.
It does.
Because the thing about pendulums is, you can bomb the field. You can just instantly get out 5 monsters, no fucking problem. Here, it'll be limiting it to 2, so it's going to force pendulum players into kind of thinking strategically on what they want to bring out, how things will augment each other, and it really makes pendulums sound a bit more fun in my opinion, but I'm probably still not going to run them.
It's all about how you can counter them and how you can work against them. And I like how Konami not only builds up pendulums, but builds up counters to them as well.
Yeah.
One of the ones I've seen
It's,
lately is a
secondary
Twin
effect,
Twister. Real quick, sorry.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a Twin Twister. It lets you discard one card and destroy 2 spell traps on the field, which can be the scales if you want them to. There's a lot of potential with what Konami's setting up, and with this deck, it builds up even further. But go on with effect 2.
Yeah. Alright, its secondary effect is once per turn when the effect of a card in the graveyard activates, you can negate that activation. That is great for whenever people are just milling stuff to the graveyard to use. And the first thing that I can think of is it being a minor counter to Cosmos, and that's what's kind of worrying me with Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, is even though I don't like Pendulums and Cosmos and stuff like that, it definitely seems like a card that's going to kind of hurt him.
Yeah, it can definitely hurt a lot of things. This is most because I was thinking about, but as far as a Bluster Blader counter, this could work effectively if you can get this card out, because a lot of them rely on some of the graveyard effects, sometimes with Companion, to get out another card. Hey, Bluster Blader, for instance. And then Synchro plays and Galore, because that's what Bluster Blader does. But with this, you can get rid of that, you can get rid of, I guess, Blackluster Super Soldier if anyone's going to be running that. That's like a tier 4 though, so it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of ways you can counter a lot of cards. Lightsworn, zombies, lots of things can be completely destroyed with this. And on to effect 3.
Alright. The third effect of this card is going to be during either player's turn, you contribute the Synchro Summon card. Special summon 1 Dragon-type light Synchro monster from your extra deck in face-up defense position, except Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. That monster is destroyed during the end of this phase.
Okay, so I've got a list.
This is where this gets nasty.
Okay, so there are some cards this won't work with, like Starform. You can't get out Starform Dragon because it can only be Synchro Summoned. However, the cards you can get out are Azure Eyes, Michael, Ascension Sky Dragon, Sun Dragon Inti, Light End Dragon, Stardust Spark, Black Rose Moonlight, and Ancient Fairy Dragon. All of those are acceptable targets to get out with this card.
Oh.
Now, most of the time, I think I'm going to be keeping Blue Eye Spirit Dragon out just to keep the counters going and make them unable to get rid of it with Beat Sticks and whatnot. But it's definitely possible to have some open, huge plays ready for when you want to just turn around the game and get out on Moonlight to destroy Cosmo Dark Destroyer or something. Or Palladium.
This even makes some of those cards... Yeah, this even makes some of those cards we never really, bother with, we never really want to play, just because, the thing about Synchros is that you have to do a bit of a setup, and while some cards are good, they're not as good as others. This will definitely help us bring out some cards that you probably wouldn't normally see.
And with the... okay, but real quick, and with the tuner engine being able to special summon the Blue Eyes from your hand immediately a lot of the time, you're going to be getting the Synchro plays off a lot.
Yeah. Like, one card you definitely don't see ran is Sun Dragon Inti.
Never.
And while, there's... Yeah, exactly.
Because you need a card that you don't usually... You need to have a specific deck based around it to get it out.
Exactly. And whenever... if the opponent has, like, a 3,500 attack monster, which most people do these days, which is unfortunate because it's really starting to ramp up now, you can just summon that onto the field with that effect, bomb it, it'll go to the graveyard, you can destroy the opponent's monster and deal like 17,000 or 1,700 points of damage to it. 17,000, yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, it's super rad.
It will definitely it'll definitely lead up to a lot of amazing plays if you can work in any of these guys. Black Rose Moonlight, just get rid of a monster if it's special summoned. Michael, you can banish a monster from the field. A Light End Dragon is a fun one. That's I believe it lowers attack points, and that's a lot of fun. Lots of really interesting plays you can work in and get out to make this Blue Eyes deck really, really good. And this is only the 4th card. Alright, so up next there are some other cards in V-Jump that were introduced. Different dimensions. We're not going to go over those. God card, new God card support, which KT's probably going to have a different video for entirely. Spoiler alert, he's going to be making a God card deck at some point. Yeah, lots of merit cards, and probably the biggest addition to this. Blue Eyes
biggest, but definitely most
Dragon.
Interesting.
Now this is a big, big card.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and read off its
Alright,
effects.
so you special summon this card through Fusion Summon with 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. But you don't need polymerization because of its effects right here. You can send the above fusion materials you control in your monster zones to the graveyard and special summon this card from your extra deck. Now, remember that there are a lot of cards in this archetype that are called Blue Eyes White Dragon when on the field, like Spirit Dragon. That's considered a Blue Eyes when it's on the field. So, you can take that card and another Blue Eyes, use Silver's Cry, whatever you need, you can get this card out and you can use its other effects, which are beautiful. You want to go into those?
Excuse me? Oh, wait, what?
The other effects, so 1, 2, 3.
I was sitting here. Oh, yeah, sure, I can go. I was going to let you do it. Alright, for its next effect, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, and you... That's a effect that we're kind of losing interest in, I guess, because a lot of cards don't generally destroy a monster by battle. They have effects that send it to the graveyard, or banish it, or get rid of it, or send it back to the hand or deck. So this effect, I mean, it's still pretty good when added with everything else.
And like you
but
said, there's a lot of 3500s. There's a lot of 3500s out there, so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you are correct. Yes. I mean, that's a good way. Then you have stuff like whenever somebody procs an Honest on a turn, you can easily, avoid being destroyed by that. So, yeah, that is the thing. And then the secondary thing is this card can attack twice during each battle phase. So... One thing I'm starting to notice is I'm a big Cyber Dragon runner, as the first video on the channel should show.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing some kind of similarities between Cyber Dragons and Blue Eyes now.
Mainly Twin Dragon.
Yeah, Twin Dragon. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a lot of cards that are showing some similarities. We're starting to get some lower ranked cards that draw out cards. I mean, it's pretty neat. But this card can attack twice during the battle phase. It's definitely going to be really good when paired with the cannot be destroyed by battle, because one thing I'm noticing here recently is that a lot of people are running light cards and a lot of people are running Honest. So not being able to be destroyed means I can attack their secondary monster on the field without having to worry about an Honest. I'll still take some damage during that, but whatever. And next is, if this card did not destroy an opponent's monster in battle, at the end of the damage step, banish that opponent's monster. So fuck Honest right now. Just get Honest out of here.
That card is still gone.
It's fantastic, man. It's such a good card.
I'm so incredibly pumped to see this come out. And just so many plays already working in my mind. I've already got a deck build working through my head right now. And it's going to be an impressive little format we're going into. Of course, there's still things to worry about, like Performa Pals and Magic Spectre and things like that. But with this definitely serves as a deck that can definitely have some huge regional plays. And maybe even have presence of nationals, I think.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
All right.
I mean, we are definitely... I mean, I don't think it'll ever win a tournament in its own right. Like, that's... hey,
man, we'll have to see. There's a lot of unexpected winners out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of expected losers out there as well, though. So, I think it's definitely going to be like a tier 3. That's going to be my kind of guess on it. It's a really good deck, and I think, like, do you think this could combo off of something like, say, Black Luster Soldier? Because there are cards like
with
Dragon Master Knight.
If you want to talk about, no one's gonna use Dragon Master. Okay, so
I'm gonna use Dragon Master Knight.
Don't use Dragon Master Knight. Okay, but what I'm saying is that the main support for Blackluster Soldier at this point is Blackluster Super Soldier, in which you have cards that give additionary effects when they're ritual summoned. Knight of Evening Twilight and Knight of the other Knight, the white one. They will end up. When they go off, they let you banish cards from the opponent's hand, let you banish cards from the field, let you attack twice, and things like that. They build up on Super Soldier's effects. I don't think Envoy at the beginning will be viable because you're not going to have too many dark types in this, but hey, you do you. I want to stop you from having a fun Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Personally, I think that this will be a good thing.
Fun. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be the best.
Okay.
Like, you watch me, I'm gonna have like the greatest Dragon Master Knight deck you've ever seen in your life.
Watch out for any Grand Horns Heaven out there. I'm probably gonna be running.
This deck is gonna be so good.
But anyway, one more card.
Oh yeah.
Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. We went over it, but we didn't go over its secondary effects. So
you go ahead and read its description.
Okay, so as I said earlier, this card can be special summoned from your hand, and this is the big thing, by just revealing one Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand to your opponent. You just have to show it to them. So if you have this, if you open Alternative and Blue Eyes, you can get an Alternative out right away. It's amazing. Yes. And you can only do it once per turn this way. So if you have 3 Alternatives and 1 Blue Eyes, you're not going to be able to get out 3. But still, this card's name is treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon while in the field or in the graveyard. The site says on in the graveyard, so that's a bit weird. But as a secondary effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. That simple, it's just gone. And
it's just...
oh, man. This is an insane,
God, I'm kind of
deck, and I am all about
banning
it.
myself right now. One of the best things is that this card is treated as a Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's really going to help you summon a lot of things that normally you would not have been able to summon just because, you know, like, I know nobody's going to run it, but Blue Eyes, you know, Ultimate Dragon, it requires you to have 3 Blue Eyes either in your hand or on the field. Unless you're running a Dragon's Mirror, which, I mean, you can, but I don't recommend it.
Well, to be fair, this also counts as a Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard. So you can easily have a Dragon's Mirror and inside some 5-headed dragons or something like that if you really want to have a huge beat stick.
Man. Alright, so really fast, the cards you're going to be running with this deck, since we didn't really go over that too much, you're probably going to be running some Ancient Rules, you know, special summon 1 level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand. That's really going to help out with some of these cards. Yeah, you could run those. You could run, say...
introducing something we haven't showed off on the channel before, is that KT and I generally both run the same deck, but we both run it in very different ways. So...
yeah, we generally, like, we come up with the same ideas, and we come up with different ideas at the same time. Like, Dylan, whenever we were working on a Odd Eyes deck, and I don't really want to talk too much about that, but we managed to come up with 2 different ways of running the deck, and both were pretty fucking consistent considering we went entirely different routes. So it's really neat to see that. But you definitely want to run some Ancient Rules, summon 1 level 5 or higher. That's definitely going to help you get Blue Eyes out, Alternative White Dragon out, Blue Eyes, you know, White Dragon or your Rabid Dragon out. You definitely want to run Summoner's Art, add 1 level 5 or higher normal monster from your deck to your hand. That can be used to run with some of these level 1 monsters from the deck that we've seen, you know. Some of them require you to show off a Blue Eyes in your hand to summon another monster, so that's generally good. And then the next card you're going to want to look out for is Silver's Cry. Target 1 Dragon-type normal monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, but you can only activate 1 a turn. So there is definitely some powerhouse capabilities going on in this deck right now.
And scrolling back up real quick, another card that counts as a normal monster when it's in the graveyard is White Spirit Dragon. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just want to be the first to say this. Watch the hell out for this deck when you run across it. Like, never say, oh shit, somebody put down a White Stone of Legend. Oh no, Blue Eyes. What's he going to do? Blue Eyes Shining? Because it's going to happen eventually.
Those days are over as soon as these cards come out. Because Blue Eyes will become a very dangerous deck. And we're probably going to be the ones that are making it dangerous for you. So, watch out.
I don't know what they were aiming for, though. Like, they kind of came at it at a strange angle, because we've already seen a little bit of Blue Eyes support come out earlier, but it wasn't enough to push the deck over the edge, you know? We had Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, we had our White Stone of Legend, we had Maiden of with Eyes of Blue, but I wonder why they didn't just save that, pocket it, and then release it all at once. Like, why did they fragment it?
I feel like they wanted to hype people up for Blue Eyes, get them excited for these cards coming out, and eventually be able to see them coming like this. Okay, so here's my suggestions for this deck if you're thinking about running it or are looking at it, because in a few days, YGOpro will be updating, hopefully, and be adding these cards.
Dragon Master Knight.
I will absolutely be playing this. But cards you're going to want to keep an eye out for, like you said, Silver's Cry, Dragon Shrine, Keeper of the Shrine. Keeper of the Shrine's a big one. Trade-in's a huge one with this, because there's so many level 8s in this.
Yeah.
Generally, you're going to be drawing a lot of the tuners, so and they're all level 1. So have 1 for 1. Definitely have that. And in my variant, I'm probably not going to be having too many traps besides Grand Horde of Heaven, and maybe Reckless Greed just in case. But I really don't think I'm going to need it. So definitely consider Royal Decree for a deck like this.
Why aren't you're not mentioning the best card, the Dragon Master Knight? Like, I figured you would bring that up at least once.
And that's the end of this video, so thank you all for watching. we're really hyped for this, and watch out for this deck. As soon as it comes to dev/YGOpro, I am going to get right on it. I'm going to try to make a deck, test it out at least 20 times that day, and get it out within the week. So that's my plan.
So expect 2 different deck profiles, because Dylan's going to make his, and I know I'm going to make mine, but mine's going to be entirely different from his, just because that works. No, mine's probably going to be better, but you know, it's just.
Okay, but you can expect a lot of different things. I feel like there's going to be a lot of variants of this deck potentially, and I feel like it's going to be a lot of hype. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah,
we've been Destiny Draw, and we're going to be showing you this deck profile as soon as possible. See you guys next time.
Peace out.
Bye.